Alright, so this is the second round of the series tournament, and
I um
huh, this is an interesting map. Again, it's not a terrible map. There's resources, but
ooh, high power and
the power
colony
colony.
consumes power. Yep, power colony this time.
Uh, None of the resources seem to be terrible except uranium, but excuse me, but uranium should be accessible, and there's enough silicon for solar panels if people are desperate.
A scavenger HQ has been founded.
I would have loved it if somebody would just crashed all the uranium right there, which macros is very close.
Yeah, there's quite a few cave tiles, so it's still possible to get some,
A
most
scavenger
likely.
HQ
Yes, but like put the HQ on top of it.
Yeah, yeah, I guess you can really monopolize it. It would be an interesting play. I think I prefer it over what Macros actually did, so I'll have to agree with you on that.
A scavenger HQ has been
Hmm.
upgraded.
So Pollina with the first level 2.
So we have two scavengers. That's quite interesting. Not a single robot. People have been.
Oh, we
Oh, we
got
have
3
three
scavengers.
scavengers actually.
Oh, Zorbaz, no.
Oh mine! No, no, no!
No.
A scavenger
Oh,
HQ has been upgraded.
Probably picked the wrong HQ.
I can only imagine it was meant to be a robot.
Yep. That's gonna hurt.
I don't know how you play from here on.
He needs to upgrade if
He
he
needs to desperately
is gonna
upgrade.
go and upgrade.
Hmm.
Come on, you only need 5,000, and you have that much to upgrade.
Oh, he bought a claim for water. Now that's something I don't necessarily agree with. And he's moving into nuclear. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
So,
And they're not even adjacent either.
yeah,
And he has this amount of debt.
he sold out of. He basically wasted all of his resources to move into this nuclear power. So the problem with nuclear power is that it's going to take a while to repay your 17k, especially without adjacency. I guess it can actually work out, but it's a bit painful. I think it would
A
be
scavenger
preferred to
HQ
just
has been
quickly upgrade and
upgraded.
get that low carbon tile with a cave next to it to have a little bit of carbon. Oh wait, that's not a cave. That's a crater. Oh, that makes life painful.
And there's 2 lows to the left, but that's gonna
A
cost him
scavenger
more
HQ
fuel.
has been upgraded. The black market is online.
Meanwhile, the majority of players are already at level 3. Macro's just in level 2 still.
Well, he's expensive. He's going to need to take his time, unfortunately. But the beauty of his found is that he has some silicon next to him, so he can move into glass, which start at double price. That being said,
Which Pollina is going
yes.
straight into.
This is going to be a strange game because life support started fairly low, and you can see Pollina is moving into chem refineries, moving into
Oh my
glass,
goodness.
some power.
Zora has finally paid off the debt.
Well, that's actually kind of good. I mean, all you have to do is to build another nuclear plant instead of that iron mine. Instead of a mutiny, I would have considered just gooning your power, just moving to power and decommit to it, and that actually works out in spite of me being very
Let's
skeptical about it.
see if he can pull himself back.
Yeah, but you have to not. Yeah, well, I mean, if you delete the tile, you might as well just build the building first before upgrading.
Let the bidding begin.
I remember one time, like I said the other day, you were the scientist and you're like at $12 stock price. So all of us completely ignored you, and then you just won in the end. I was like, well,
Oh, that game.
expect the unexpected. Yeah, expect the unexpected.
I remember that game. I'm not sure how I won that game.
So,
I'm not sure he did. I kept looking back at the replay. I was like, okay, who fueled this guy?
Anyway, we're in this game, and hopefully no one's going to be at $12 by HQ5 with all of their stock bought up fully.
I mean, Macros is at $12, but then he's a level 2, so
Yeah, that's a very normal price. That being said, he really needs to upgrade. I'm not sure why he's delaying it quite so much. Obviously, that mutiny was quite a bit painful for him because yeah, the scavengers are doing fine with the aluminium.
Zorbaz is just
Pirates. I hate their
just
filthy
throwing it
bandits.
into the water.
Yeah, so that was an interesting. It would have been an interesting point to see a scientist in this hole because food on water on salt gets good bonuses, especially for a scientist. The only problem with that, of course, is that food started at half price, which means that no such crazy founds were viable.
Meanwhile, there's a shortage coming up. Oh, and there it is.
That's very good for Zorbaz. That
The black
is
market
still
open for
letting
business.
him.
I still want to see that adjacent going.
Yeah, he just forgot about the tile, it seems, which is really sad because I feel like this is not enough to really pull him back. He's 2 HQs behind the scavengers. He's a scavenger himself, so if he delays his upgrades, he's not going to have any bonuses whatsoever.
A new claim is
Early in the
available for
game, while the
auction.
scavengers have good carbon, they will probably be be selling it down quite a bit. So you really want to upgrade while the carbon stays cheap, although at this point it's starting to climb in price.
Slowly. And finally, Zorvat is building the structure we
Oh,
have asked
thank God.
for the past 2 minutes.
I will say though that
Congratulations.
I still feel like he can become relevant in this game. He's going to be behind, but he can still pull it together. Of course, now life support is really expensive, and that's really going to cut into his power money quite heavily.
Let's see how much this pleasure dome comes out.
Oh.
280.
Yeah, the pleasure dome is really strong. It's quite possible that it's going to get full adjacency eventually. A bit unlikely, but possible. So meanwhile, blackmagic has repaid his debt and
Expansive HQ
is making money because he can actually make life support, unlike Zorbaz at the moment.
And he's not buying aluminum. I mean, uranium, there we go.
And at this point, you really need to get some carbon as Zorbaz as soon as you upgrade. You have to bite the bullet and take the really expensive upgrade, because carbon is just not going to become cheaper. Neither is aluminium, and you have to get those resources.
And he's close to that level.
Yeah, as soon as food ships.
Oh, and there's the food. There's that one container.
For everybody else, I would love to see some pirates appear on that food, because it's very productive, but it's also extremely vulnerable to pirates. Instead, he's moving into more water, which is also understandable, but you really can't live without carbon and or aluminium at this point. So what I would have gone for is perhaps not even carbon, perhaps aluminium, because it's easier to get good aluminium tiles and a patent lab. Just try to get slum drilling as soon as possible. Try to make this low carbon by your base work.
Meanwhile, let's see. How many times?
Sold.
Pollina is the first HQ level 5, has a pleasure dome, has an optimization center. Off-world is not good, probably not going to be used this game.
And just look at that perfect example I was saying with that
The black
uranium
market
right
is
there.
online.
3 metal mines. And they're all from different players.
Yep, and I will give props to black magic first of all, because he picked the definitely best tile out of all, because the cave tile right in the middle of the whole thing, so he's always, pretty much always going to have a medium uranium tile, unlike Macros who took an actual tile. Pollina got the second best cave possible, because it's going to slant drill from 2 tiles for a while. But for Macros, I think it was a mistake to take the tile that he took, because Pollina's tile was definitely not taken before his, so I could have taken at least that one. At the moment it's looking like it's a bit of a fight between Pollina and Black Magic, mostly. Macros is finally to 5, he's in sea level debt. He should be able to start repaying debt. He really wants to get a patent lab and get some slant drilling, as does probably everyone else, but... And apparently, well, I say he wants to, but I should be saying I want to see him do it. And actually he is moving to a patent lab, so yes, I wasn't wrong. But Black Magic is the first to move to a patent lab. Let's see if he has... No, nothing is queued up yet.
No, Pollina was the first to get patents.
I think those were both from auctions. I don't actually think she built a patent lab at any point.
Let's see what Macros is trying to get here.
Congratulations.
Unfortunately, I'm not really seeing... Well, Black Magic is being really slow on getting liquid batteries. He's actually prioritizing slant drilling. Now that's something I don't agree with, I think, because yes, he will be able to use his just 2 water tiles for good things. He only has 1 more tile to add to this, to 3, because unless he buys more claims. Whereas, well, I guess at the same time he doesn't really have any ice, so that's good.
Macros is heading for liquid batteries, and he's in. Oh,
Pollina is
he's
building
in
it.
debt. With a little issue.
Yeah, it's not a terrible thing. You can still repay this kind of, especially as expansive. You have a lot of production. A lot of life support is making excellent money. I would want to see him auto-sell it, because there's quite a few people producing it. But... By the way, Zorbaz is moved from nuclear plants to solar panels, and you can see he's already a debt and no longer making that money. So that's a problem for him.
And he's still not adjacent with his iron.
Yeah, he moved into the iron because iron is expensive, so this is even less efficient as a result. I think you have to commit. If you commit to power, you have to commit to power. It's going to push to HQ4 because someone sold out of carbon.
To him, which was a good thing.
But at this point, he's really just so far behind, I feel, that I don't see him getting back to it. We have liquid batteries to Macros and slant drilling to Black Magic.
Pollina with the hacker ray.
A cam shortage, no one is making cams except for her. So that's a good play.
And everybody is actually consuming them at the moment for those patents.
Yeah, that's another argument. There's something to be said about maybe moving into...
Zorbaz is now moving it to it as well.
Oh yeah, that's a thing, but maybe with the 2 patent labs it's not going to be too big of a deal, at least for the first hack. I would consider moving into electronics because cams are also very expensive, so it's a bit hard to make a lot of money off of them, because it's better to do hack stuff that is cheap. And no one is making electronics, but as a scavenger you really don't have that many claims, so you probably can't exactly afford to do that.
And it seems now everybody's moving into cam.
Well, when they're at 400, that's not really a bad choice by any stretch of imagination. And here comes a freeze from Pollina because she really wants to make that cam money off of that shortage.
Black Magic as well as also in cams.
Someone did sell a little bit before her, so not as good as it could have been. Pollina has fully defended herself. She's just basically saying, I'm ahead of everybody else. I can play this slow game.
And she does not have any debt.
Yeah. Oh, that's another.
Everybody's in sleep. Oh, we got 1D now.
Yeah. You can see that she prioritized. What does that? That's a power shortage from Pollina. That is really interesting. It's going to help Macros quite a bit, actually, because he has 5 solar panels with liquid batteries. But it's going to make some good money for Pollina as well, so I'm not sure what I think about it. It's probably not a terrible decision, but I wonder if there's a better play with a hacker array there. And at this point, blackmagic is just behind for some reason. I wonder if going for patents was a little bit more expensive that you could afford to do, and not going for optimization at the same time. Because Pollina has like 7 optimizations, a lot more actually. 5, 7, 8, 9, and now 11. I'm gonna double check if I can do that.
Meanwhile,
Yep.
blackmagic is paying nearly $1,000 for Empower.
That is so painful.
That is very painful. Which is going up and down.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got a chance this game. He's really cheap and Pollina has the money.
Right now.
Have to wait a little bit so that you don't have to cancel any optimizations or anything. And here it comes, any moment. There we go. And that is the second best sub you can have on this map, because, well, the best one is Macros, but he's also quite a bit more expensive. You can see that that shortage really helped him. He's consuming quite a bit of power, so he's only making 2.4 with his 5 solar panels. And he has finally moved into an optimization center. So in the long game, I think he will have some advantage, but he also does not have a subsidiary, so it's a very tough, it's an uphill battle for him, I think.
It's gonna be hard for these two players. I would like to see them work together.
Time to start improving everything.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if Zorbaz really has enough, because he's only HQ level 4, and you can see that he has all sorts of claims that are all over the place, that are gathering mostly base resources, which are...
amount of debt.
The black market is online.
Yeah, and he has really no chance of upgrading to HQ level 5 without spending a whole pile of money.
Oh, it's very expensive.
And even if he becomes relevant, I feel like he's so cheap that Pollina can just pull that by and make herself even more expensive for Macros to buy out. Although that's a bit risky at that point, because he will have quite a bit of money.
Pirates. I hate those filthy bandits.
I will complain that the hacker is standing idle. There's a shortage in no, that's a surplus in uranium.
Our methods continue to
It's
improve.
fair.
Let's see.
Optimization routines successful.
So I think what we're seeing right now is that optimization centers are really powerful. Just something I could have said without.
Series. You know, you kind of have to have an optimization if you want to go so far.
I mean, even in the
go rapidly high.
even in the short game that was the first round that we saw, I feel like optimizations were really influential. But in the longer game that we're seeing right now, it's just ouch.
And Pollina's moving to a third one.
Oh wait, sorry.
Manipulations to begin
Pollina's
shortly.
trying to move to another third.
No,
To a
I think
third.
The
Inflation.
optimization center is
No, that was
online.
just a
Let the
blown up
Oh.
one that was being repaired. Yeah, I think that the third one would be a bit excessive at this point.
Oh, there's Zorbaz with the help.
Your stock is being sold.
Macros wants to sell out for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Maybe try to let Zorbaz get
Yeah, but Zorbaz doesn't have enough
in,
money.
but that's not gonna work out.
If I was...
Regardless of how you want to try, that's
Yeah, at this point we're just waiting for the game to be over, I think. Maybe he is letting Zorbaz to get some. I would honestly consider just selling out of all of them. Yeah, that was a strange game. So I would consider just, yeah, there we go, Pollina is selling out of her stock. You can probably sell out of more of your stock if Zorbaz is not making money quickly enough to be able to buy you out. And that's what she's doing. So,
and there you go.
ouch. Optimization centers. I think what killed blackmagic in part was going for that patent lab, after all, because chems were really expensive, and that cost him a bit too much that he was not able to keep up with Pollina. He was going
He
for
was
a bit.
also,
Yeah, sorry.
building power, which kept making his stock go down, down, down every second.
He was on power at one point, but he transitioned out of it, I think, and then he was attacked on power too, so that didn't help. But I just think that Pollina was making a lot more cash and managed to move into optimization centers and make even more cash, whereas blackmagic was going for a more slow late game approach, which just turned out not to be efficient because the game wasn't meant to last this long. And Macross also was a bit more of had a bit more of a late game strategy, which is understandable because he was expansive. But at that point, it was just a bit too late when Pollina acquired blackmagic. And Zorbaz obviously misfounded. So
I feel bad for him. Or her.
it's interesting. I mean, I'd imagine he misfounded because that was a bit too crazy of of a plan, and it looked like it was more of a robotic play where you have whatchamacallit, an iron tile in the middle and those two to the side, which I don't think is a good thing anyway, because you can just build your two steel mills adjacent to each other and have the same adjacency. Have a better adjacency actually, but oh well. Yeah, that was a robot spawn, that makes sense. But yeah, even if that was a robot spawn, you'd be better off if you had this one iron tile here, and then two steel mills here, because this steel mill would be getting double adjacency as opposed to single adjacency for both. But it's just a very minor thing. I don't think it would matter so much.